everybody, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to 2021. I know most of us, if not all of us, we're glad to see 2020 come and go. And this year brings us a fresh year and new hope in all aspects of our lives. And I think a lot of us focus on things we want to do personally or in our homes with our businesses, which is all great and wonderful. And I do that too. If you're homeschooling temporarily or long term, the new year is also a great time to kind of make goals and set intentions and revamp and revisit why you're homeschooling and ways that you can breathe new life into your homeschool, which is what today's video is all about. I really wanted to focus on 3 basic fundamental things you can do in your homeschool. You can really do them anytime, but the beginning of a new year is a really great time to do it because it is a new year and it's also usually the beginning of a semester. So it's a great time to take a deep breath, start fresh, and kind of revamp and rework and set goals and intentions for your homeschool. So that's what I'm sharing with you guys today. The first thing, and this is really important to do at the beginning of a new year or a semester, or when you're feeling really discouraged or in a funk with homeschooling, is to reevaluate your why. Why are you homeschooling in the first place? If you're homeschooling through necessity because of the pandemic, then obviously you just have to make it until the end point. You just have to kind of stay focused and motivated that this is not going to last forever, and eventually your kids will be able to go back to public school. But if you're someone who is planning to homeschool long term or forever while your kids are in school, now is the time to refocus your attention and reset your intentions on why you homeschool in the first place. Having a strong list of why you homeschool. This could be a list that you keep in your mind or literally something you write down on paper. Having a strong list and a strong list of reasons why you homeschool is really helpful to keep you on track to refocus your attention when you feel like you're floundering, you're drowning, you're unmotivated. That list is something you're going to want to refer to often to refocus your thoughts on, why am I doing this? Okay, this is why I'm doing this. Even though it sounds silly and you know maybe why you're doing it, going back to that mental or that physical list of these reasons are why we're doing it. These reasons are still important and valid. Therefore, you really have no choice but to move forward. But knowing that motivation and kind of revisiting that motivation can really be the boost you need to keep you going in your homeschool. Recommit to those original reasons, and it's okay to add reasons, change your reasons. Maybe you started homeschooling for one reason, but you decided that you really realized it was more beneficial for this reason. It's okay to add to that list and change it as necessary, but having that mental or physical list, almost a mission statement of why you homeschool and why it's important and why you put value in it, is really gonna be kind of that rock that holds you solid when you feel like you don't know what to do next. The second thing that's really, really helpful to give you new life in your homeschool is to freshen up your homeschool space. Whether it is a dining table or just your family room, or you actually have a dedicated office or homeschool space like we do, freshening up your homeschool space can really give you a new perspective. So it's like when you were in public school and your teacher, you'd come in from a break or something, your teacher would have moved all the desks or changed the seating charts, and it was always so super exciting, like a whole new room and everything was different. It's the same thing with homeschool. Switch up the desks, turn them a different direction, reorganize the drawers, maybe hang up new artwork, or if you have several kids, have them rotate where they normally sit. Changing these little things can really give you, kind of get you out of that rut and give you a fresh start. Now recently with my youngest daughter, she's the only one that homeschools now in my office / homeschool room. My oldest daughter does her stuff upstairs. But when we turned her desk, like her desk used to always face out towards the room. Well, then we switched it sideways. She loved that. And now we have her facing the window just so she can look out, which is kind of the reason I didn't do that initially, because I was like, she's gonna get so distracted. But we have a little bird feeder that we keep. It's like a suction cup bird feeder on the window. We have birds that come there every day, and there's squirrels in the yard, and she loves facing the window and looking out and getting to see everything out the window when she's doing her schoolwork. So that's been a huge deal for her. It was a huge deal. She loved it. She actually was in there doing craft projects and stuff just so she could spend extra time at her desk. So just that little shift made a huge difference. It doesn't have to be something that big. You don't have to have a dedicated homeschool room to do it. But getting things kind of different and freshened up and a little bit out of the norm can really, really help give you and your kids that little boost that they need to get through the next semester. And the third thing, and I've talked about this so much on my channel, is know when to throw in the towel. And not when it comes to homeschooling, but when it comes to curriculum that is not working for you or your kids. There are so many reasons why curriculum cannot work. Maybe it worked in the beginning and it stopped working. Maybe it's never worked. And maybe you find yourself trying to make it work so hard because you've done research for it, you've spent money on it, you thought it seemed so great, it works for so-and-so, so it must work for me. All of those reasons and things you tell yourself of why you should continue to do something, if it's not working, stop doing it. It's okay. I give you permission to stop using it. Something's not working for you and or for your kids. If you have the ability to change it, you should change it. That happened to us this year, and it's happened to us in previous years. We started out the year thinking one thing was going to be the way that it was with curriculum, and then I ended up having to switch because we had remodeling projects going on in the house. Everything was in turmoil. I didn't have the time that I normally would have had to teach lessons, and we had family illnesses, one pretty much right after the other. So I really had to step back and reevaluate that I can't do this right now. I was making things so much more stressful for me and for my kids, trying to make things work that were supposed to work or that have worked in the past or will work in the future when things calm down a little bit, but they weren't working at that time. And I had to be able to go ahead and say, okay, we're gonna take a break from this. We can come back to it later, but right now we're gonna do this instead. So whether you plan on just taking a break and picking it back up later on, or whether it's not working at all and you need to pitch it, we've done that too. I've spent money on curriculum that we hated, never wanted to use, never used, started using, it didn't work. But the good thing is most curriculum has a really good resale value. So like I said, we did make some changes this year for various reasons. One of the things we did was we stepped back from BJU Press English for my youngest, for some of the reasons I mentioned earlier, and we switched to a much less teacher intensive writing and grammar program. This is probably not long term, although I don't know, it may be, especially the writing part of it may be a long-term decision. But what we did, we switched to the Evan Moore Daily 6 Trait Writing Workbook. It's like 20 bucks. I just did a video about it on my channel. Found it, I thought it looked great, got it, it's amazing. If you want to hear more about that, you can definitely check out that video. And just to add a little bit more fun to her writing curriculum, we also added the Night Zookeeper online writing curriculum. It's an online writing program that is super fun and engaging for kids. And it's giving her that little bit of boost of extra writing with some grammar thrown in that's fun, that she enjoys doing, that I can still count for school. So Night Zookeeper is an award-winning creative writing website that helps kids improve their writing skills for ages 5 to 12 or 13. They have weekly lessons that incorporate interactive video elements and games to teach your kids key writing skills while improving their writing. They're given goals to try and achieve in each writing assignment, such as they have a certain number of words they need to write, or using specific adjectives, verbs, or other words that will help improve their writing. So I love that it's throwing in a little bit of grammar with those adjectives and verbs to really beef up their writing skills. Once they complete a writing assignment and they save it, they will actually get feedback from a tutor with tips and suggestions for how to make their writing better. So it's kind of like having an extra English teacher right there with you to kind of help guide them through their writing and ways they can make it better. And then through your parent dashboard, you can track your kids' progress, review the tutor comments, and leave your own comments on your kids' writing assignments and lessons. And I've talked about this in the past on my channel. I have found writing to be one of, if not the most difficult subject to find a good curriculum match for, and to get kids inspired to write, especially if you have kids who are reluctant writers. Maybe they just are not that creative, they really don't enjoy the writing process. Writing can be pretty dull and boring sometimes, so I'm always trying to find fun things to inject into our writing curriculum to make it more fun. And with Night Zookeeper, it definitely does that. And if she's gonna have screen time, for the most part, I like it to be educational as much as possible. So that's really a good mix. It makes her happy and she's having fun, but it also gives me some peace of mind that even though she's getting some screen time, it's not just, you know, mindless staring at a screen. She's actually learning and engaging and improving her writing skills. Night Zookeeper suggests completing at least 2 lessons per week in order to build writing skills and progress through the levels. But since Night Zookeeper is fun, I don't think your kids would mind if they have to do it twice a week or 3 times a week or more often than that. If you're interested in Night Zookeeper's 7-day free trial, sign up with the link below. After the trial, if you decide to become a member, you'll get 50% off your annual subscription. So for a single child for the year, it's $59.99, and if you have 2 to 3 children for the year, it would be $77.99 with that 50% discount. Another thing that's great about Night Zookeeper, like I mentioned earlier, is you can have all of your kids using the platform based on the type of subscription that you get. Games and lessons for such a wide age range, you know, between 5 years old and 12 or 13-year-olds, you know, you're getting something in there for everybody. So make sure if you're interested in trying out Night Zookeeper that you use that link below so you can get the discount after your free trial. So those are my 3 best, most basic ways to reevaluate and rejuvenate your homeschool life. Obviously, there are tons of other things you could do. You could do unit studies, you could add in some more fun field trips, you could let your kids plan their school for the week. and have them tell you what they want to learn or talk about. You can go on like an all video week where you do nothing but watch educational videos and no book work. There's so many things you can do to mix up and change up your homeschool if you are in a place where you feel unmotivated or frustrated, or you feel like you're just struggling to get by day to day, which is definitely normal. But just like you might do in your normal life, if you're feeling that way, you might go on vacation, or you might decide to change up your exercise program, or you might want to redecorate a room. You know, all those things you would do in your normal life to kind of boost your mood and remotivate you. Homeschooling is no different. And so you kind of have to think of it that way, that what can I do that would make positive changes, that would kind of get everybody a fresh start, kind of get us going in a new direction for the year, and do whatever it is that is going to do that for you. And it's different for everybody, but these are kind of 3 basic ones that I think across the board pretty much anybody could benefit from. So I really hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments what you guys like to do when you're in burnout, or you want to start a new school year or a new semester. What do you do to kind of freshen things up and remotivate yourself and remotivate your kids? I would love to hear what you guys do in the comments just to help me out, and anybody else that likes to read them, I would appreciate it if you want to leave a comment about that. Don't forget to check out Night Zookeeper. I'll link them below for you guys if you want to sign up for that free 7-day trial. I will also link the Evan Moore Daily 6 Trait Writing Workbook that we're using right now in case you want to check that out. So I really hope it was helpful. Make sure if it was, you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.